Edmondson, though, has an 0-1. We'll check in on Poss once more.
If anybody would like to donate a booth for Vanguard Baseball, that would be very nice.
What do you mean? You don't like our little trolley here?
If anybody would like to donate a roof to the Vanguard Baseball, that would be nice.
And Edmondson has been more competitive in these early parts of these ABs. It's just been putting them away that's been the issue now.
Yeah, it's definitely been a different plan.
Both dugouts feeling the moment now. Runners in motion. Got him to go down looking as Edmondson tells him to go and sit down. A ginormous out for Edmondson, his third K of the day. Puts a 0 on the board and leaves the bases loaded for the second time today. 2-1 remains the score going to the bottom of the fifth. And has had tremendous ABs from this position. Weak dribbler back to Lamperty. He goes to corral, rifle to first, and it's in time for the second out. Time today. All time his glances off the mound. Levine somehow makes the throw. Levine recorded the last out of the fifth inning after a tremendous defensive play. Gets the first crack at Dakota Henson. Buxton snuffs it out, and there will not be a throw. No, there is, actually, and it gets away from Gallegos, but Perez does a good job backing him up as it will be a single. Maz is on the sprint. They lay off the bunt. Check swing there. Gallegos thought about it. Now we'll just go to Maz, who's covering the bag at first. So it's successful nonetheless, even though Vanguard was ready for it.
I'm a bit confused if that was a slash or he just was.
The 2-2. Right at the knees. As Jackson Davis, all the way from center field, has his hands on his head. He had a pretty good vantage point.
Really thought he had that one.
Tyler Shiganaka was literally hopping mad out and left as well. Slikart was the only one who's cool, calm, and collected, per usual. 3-2. Reaches out for that one. His barehanded grab in the dugout is made. Same unconventional infield alignment for Vanguard, with Buxton having his heels on the grass. 3-2. On the ground to Buxton. It will score a run, and will fire over to Gallegos. 2 away, 3-1 ball game.
I don't know exactly what the situation was, I guess.
So let me ask you this. If Buxton is playing in on that one, you can probably throw home, get on the ball a little bit sooner, and then all of a sudden you might be able to keep that run off the board.
I don't think Levine goes if Buxton's playing in. The fight for every single inning.
Flare to Slikart in right field. He's got a good read, and he's got the catch. 1 run comes across for the Jessup Warriors to answer back the one that Vanguard had in the bottom of the fourth. It's back to a 2-run differential on the Vanguard Sports Network. Lamberty has completed 5 innings for the first time this season. So far, his longest outing since he was back at his previous JUCO of Cosumnes River College. There on May 3rd, he went 6 1/3 as he was not really going long early in the season for his JUCO. But then starting on April 20th, he picked things up. He went 8 innings in an outing there, followed that up with a 5-inning performance. As Buxton turns on this one to left field, Andrews drifting back towards the wall. And another robbery at the wall. Shiggy did it earlier, and now it's Andrews' turn to return the favor. Terrific job by Lamperty. What that loud crack was all Coach Payne needed to hear to turn things over. As the 5 1/3 is going to be his 3rd longest outing of the last 2 years, dating back to JUCO. Pitching change on the Vanguard Sports Network. Back in a moment. Now on the hill for the Warriors is going to be number 53, the sophomore from San Jose, California, Evan Williams. Other ball fouled back. We stay at 1-2. He pitched at home against Vanguard last year 1 time. Went 2 innings there, gave up 3 hits, and had a marvelous 6 Ks to no walks. Last time Williams pitched was against Westmont. Went 3 innings there, 2 Ks, blinked him. Great battle here from Slikart. Williams. Oh, the ball is lost by Poss. He continues to struggle to corral. He rifles over, and he's safe. So Williams strikes out Slikart, but Poss just could not locate. Poss is in tremendous discomfort right now. And started echoing that. And this is a very lengthy delay. So Coach Pegg trying to argue his case. based on how the conversation is going body language-wise, Slykart's probably going to be out. Wow. And he is.
I feel like it hurt more if Gallegos hit like a home run. Then it would be like, oh, that should have been a tie ball game, but, you know. Oh, you got to be kidding me. There's no way.
Antone
There's
races
no
back
way.
towards the track, and it's caught. As now Antone has some fun with the soccer crowd. He flips the ball to him with a couple of words to boot, as they've been giving him a hard time, so deservedly so. And give him the souvenir. And they throw it back. Good for them. 3-1 ball game through 6 on the Vanguard Sports Network. The minty glove shades the finger configuration. And a little shot to center field. Davis ranges in. He's got it at about waist level for the second out. He's will open the scoring back in the second inning for both teams with those 2 runs on the single. Since then, both teams have nibbled a little bit.
He's great with timing, though. Really, really good on showing up on time.
Comedic timing or showing up?
Yes.
He did have class this morning, so. Speaking of class, Buxton could not put on a master class as to how to scoop that rocket that was laced towards him as Cole Hazel.
And just finding success all over this lineup.
It's really been the back half as well, as they're all 2 for 3, 7 through 9 so far. 1 and 2 now. He continues to go with the off speed near the top. Here we go, 1-2. Pulled into left field. Shiggy's racing in, and he tumbles to the ground for the third out. So we were talking about this between innings in terms of when we were going to see the pinch hitting efforts. And sure enough, we get to see here in the place of third baseman Brian Paymard, Levi Hall. New pitcher and a couple of defensive changes here to lead off the top of the 8th inning. As Slykart will move from right to third as Levi Hall inserts in place of B-Pay. The previous third baseman, he's now in right field. They're losing some speed out there. Levi Hall, no slouch in his own right, but still Slykart is very proficient in right field, and we know what's happened with him on the hot corner. So actually a little bit nervous, but new pitcher for the Lions is going to be Kagan Wentz. This ball's lifted to right center. Hall charges in. On his first action, he's got the catch for the first out of this 8th inning. Helping out Kagan Wentz, who has been improving since that Point Loma disaster of an outing where he didn't complete a single out and gave up 5 runs, 4 of them earned, and giving up 2 hits, and then played in the APU series and only finished a third there, 2 hits, 1 earned. And then Menlo series was his best, I would say, of the season because he went the full inning, gave up only 1 hit, and for the first time all season did not give up an earned run. Also struck out a man, only his 4th K of the season in that one. But Wentz, a capable arm that's starting to come together as the season progresses.
Yeah, starting to slowly improve, doing a good job. Just they're only lefty out of the pen that they can rely on.
Yeah, we talked about Dylan Scott earlier in the season, how he was going to be an arm to look out for, but unfortunately he suffered a pretty significant elbow injury after his second outing and has now been put on the shelf for the remainder of the season. A young arm in D. Scott, so you're exactly right. As this ball's pulled through the left side, but Dakota Henson held serve and now is hoping that Kagan Wentz can do the same until this Vanguard offense can be reignited as we meet Otis for the 5th time today. The RBI in the 6th inning, where we had the weird defensive alignment for Vanguard, Zuby, as we were talking about. That's the up and away corner, where the entire infield was playing in, anticipating a bunt, but Buxton was playing on the grass of the outfield, and it was a grounder to short, and it's one where if he's playing in on the infield, that runner doesn't come home.
It definitely was a questionable decision. Didn't know exactly what the report was because it's either this guy pulls a lot.
2-0. Williams last year was a 5-2 overall across 18 appearances, a 4.58 ERA. Comparatively, a little bit better than what he's seen so far this season, but obviously stiffer competition in the Division II era as his ERA is a few ticks above 6 right now. Williams on the 3-2, high chopper to third. And Rodriguez throws over for the first out. You know, if you need a man to get on, this is probably the guy you want to call.
Just not the first pitch.
Oh man, he proved you wrong, Zumi! He proved you wrong! It's out of here! First pitch swinging for Angel Perez!
Oh my gosh! I do not believe that.
The most joy that we have had. The first career home run for the young freshman. He never swings on the first pitch, and he does so there and deposits it over the left field wall. New life for the Vanguard offense. Team that is getting pretty hot from going yard as of late. The scoop is not made by Grant at short. Wide turn from Davis there, but he's able to get on safely as all of a sudden the wheels are turning for this Vanguard offense. Brock Raggett will make the slow trot out to get a handle on Williams as all of a sudden they're looking around like, what the heck? Just let Fred go be Fred right here.
Hit a bomb.
Oh my goodness,
Stay fair. Stay
no, it will not be fair. I thought you were having the magic tongue right there, Zuby, because holy cow.
Well, I thought I wasn't because I said Gallegos was in line to hit a bomb. And he almost did. I mean, the wind played a big factor, but oh my gosh.
Jessup just had a man strip off of his warm-up, and now he's throwing hard down the left field line. A little inside-out swing that will find its way to the outfield. Davis is going all the way to 3. The throw to second is going to be cut off. Buxton gets back safely off the wide turn. Smart play defensively there by Antone to throw it to Grant at the cutoff to try to catch Buxton lacking. They did, but Buxton was able to get back safely. Runners on the corners now as Vanguard's offense is starting to move. Questionable because of where Slikart was placed. As the runner's in motion, Slikart pops this one up. They're telling Buxton to get his butt back to the bag safely. The catch is made. They double him up to end the inning. H pops this one up for Gallegos, not having to drift too far, and now has a late meander to the ball for the first out.
Left fielder, number 30.
You know, I was talking to some of the freshmen the other day, and one of the things that they pointed out to me, which was interesting, was they said, oh, you know, we were going to come in here, you know, we're just going to, you know, try to play our game, you know, just get accustomed, right, in our first year. And what a lot of them said was, like, if we play the outfield, like when we're taking, you know, BPs, you know, taking fly balls, we have no clue where the ball is half the time as this ball goes foul. Because of the shade of the buildings that are currently behind us, if you haven't been here, the buildings are like a beige-ish color, very light. So they said when it leaves the bat, they said they have no clue how any of these veteran outfielders have any idea where the ball goes because the ball just blends in, and they said forget about it, especially as the sun starts to set. Kagan Wentz, 3-2. On the ground, Slikart can't get it. Buxton can't get it either. It leaves the infield. Tyler Shiganaka is going to have to be the one to corral it. That's what makes this a great team sport, is Wentz corrals and will fire over to first base in time for the second out. Maz backs off. Chopper there. Slikart will make the catch in fair territory. Gallegos stretches in time. A terrific play by Josh Slikart and Tristan Gallegos combining on the 5-3 putout. If you want some heroics, who do you call? For your Lions, due up is the heart of the order. 4, 5, and 6, Gallegos, Modol, and Mazzaferro. Back in a moment. Bottom of the ninth, one-run game. Maybe about 220 based on how this game is paced out. Gallegos crushes this one to right field, and charging in is going to be Antone, but it goes foul.
Yeah, just out in front of that one.
To end the bottom of the 8th. 1-2. Gallegos chases on the outer half. 1-2. Well, it's clipped in and out of the glove as Poss is frustrated with himself as he thought he had the strikeout on Modol. 0-2. Pops that one. It's drifting foul. Vanguard's praying that it gets all the way out of play, and it does avoid the glove of Antone. Maz pokes that one over to Antone, and the third out is recorded as Jessup picks up the victory in Game 1 of this series, winning by a score of 3-2. If this is any inclination of what is to come for the remainder of this series, we are in for a treat. We'll be back in about 30 minutes for Game 2 of our doubleheader, but if this is all you can join us for, I'm JJ Johnson alongside Xander Zubetti. We'll see you next time.